Balatro speedrunning has been gaining popularity over the past couple months, so I decided to scour the internet and find the 10 most insane speedruns across different categories in Balatro. And I'm actually going to break a world record later in this video, so you're going to want to stick around for that. To start, we're going to look at the hardest speedrun someone could do in Balatro, which is beating every deck on the hardest difficulty. There's 15 decks, so speedrunners here are going to have to rely on their knowledge of the game to navigate one of the most difficult challenges. A speedrunner by the name of Pugman296 was able to achieve the world's first sub 3-hour speedrun, which is honestly one of the craziest feats in Balatro ever. He averaged just under 12 minutes for every deck and leveraged the abilities of every deck to secure a world record run. Now, I'm not going to go over every deck he completed, but he did start off with the plasma and finish after 8 minutes and 20 seconds. This is a relatively slow time for a plasma run, but as long as he averaged 12 minutes per deck, he was on world record pace, and the 4 minutes he saved gave him some extra leeway in case he came across issues in the future, which was almost inevitable. What was interesting about this run was the very end, where it could have gone all wrong for him. With only minutes away from going over 3 hours, he was on his final boss blind of the run, where it disables a random joker every hand. This wasn't going to just slow him down, it was threatening the entire run because he could easily lose here. He was scoring just barely enough as is, and by removing a random joker every hand, he was pretty much cooked. That is until right before starting the final round, he came across a Mr. Bones joker that would save him from having to score so high. But even then, it was still risky. He needed 400,000 to win, and with Mr. Bones, it was brought down to just 100k. He has 1 minute left and 4 hands to score as much as he can. His first hand gives him 25k, which is cutting it close, but he's still on track. His second hand gets him to 53k, cutting it close again, but a little better, and each time the boss blind has deactivated the 2 most important jokers. On his third hand, he gets to 82k. He's literally 18k chips away from setting the craziest world record, and the boss blind deactivates his most important joker. Pugman carries on and plays his last hand. If he loses, he just wasted 3 hours of near perfect gameplay, all because of one boss blind. But since he's featured in this video, I'm sure you can tell that his final hand was enough, and Pugman secured the W.
Yes! Let's f***ing go. Oh my god.
Without Mr. Bones showing up at the last second, there is no sub 3-hour world record. So shout out to Mr. Bones. Moving on to a more interesting speedrun that relies on RNG, we have the fastest time someone has made a Cavendish go extinct, which if you didn't know has a 1 in 1000 chance of going extinct at the end of every round. Literally a 0.01% chance of this happening. And you have to factor in the fact that you have to first find a Gros Michel banana and then have that go extinct with a 1 in 6 chance. So the odds are supremely stacked against you. Yet there was a seed found that seems to be the fastest way possible to make this happen. A YouTuber by the name of Fudge uploaded a video where he made a Cavendish go extinct in just 17.9 seconds. He starts off by using a Mega Arcana skip tag, which offers him a Judgment Tarot card. After using it, he gets a Gros Michel banana right away. He beats the next round in one hand, and immediately he makes the Gros Michel banana go extinct. In the very next shop, he finds a Cavendish. After using it for one round, it goes extinct. And congratulations, you just witnessed the fastest extinction of anything in the history of mankind. Now the next few world records all revolve around Plasma deck. And this is because scaling chips on Plasma is easily the fastest way to consistently get a high enough score to win a run. The way Plasma works is that after calculating all the chips and mult you earn, it averages the 2 numbers together and multiplies it, resulting in a lot higher scores for hands that would be lower on other decks. This makes jokers like Stuntman and the Bull Joker absolutely key in Balatro speedruns, because they can give you the highest unconditional score every hand. Stuntman giving you 250 chips will flat out carry you to the boss blind of Ante 4 with one hand wins every round, which in terms of speedrunning is literally gold. The meta strategy here is to get a Stuntman early on and hope you can pick up any foil jokers or the Bull Joker along the way in between rounds. I just thought I'd explain this to you guys so you can get a better understanding of the absurdity of what I'm about to show you in these runs. But before we get into that, make sure you like and subscribe so I know you guys like these kinds of videos and I can make more of them for you. Now our next category is Random Seed with skips. Now this is probably the most coveted speedrunning category because it's all about how fast can you beat a run in Balatro, period. Every world record run is going to have the same elements involved, but because it's a random seed, It's going to come down to the minute details of the run that make the difference. The previous world record stood at 1 minute and 41.4 seconds, and this was recently beat by a runner named Craze Denui, sorry if I'm saying that wrong, by literally just 1.5 seconds with a time of 1 minute and 39.9 seconds. This was pretty astonishing to me because the third place time was 6 seconds behind second place. So what RNG did Craze Denoi stumble upon to be able to get this insane run and crack 1 minute and 40 seconds? Well, I decided to dig a little deeper and start off both runs at the same time side by side to see what differences occurred. Right off the bat, Undurable already takes the lead just through faster clicks. They're both able to beat the boss blind in just one hand, but Craze Denoi did take a little bit to figure out his hand, so he's behind even more now. Undurable gets to the shop first and finds the stuntman, and Craze Denoi gets a stuntman from his rare skip tag. Undurable gets to the second boss blind first, and both players are able to beat the round in one hand with one card because of the stuntman. Undurable's lead is just growing more and more strictly through faster clicks. Both players are able to beat the round 3 boss blind in just one card again. But this is where everything changes. Undurable picks up a blueprint, while Craze Denoi picks up a bull joker. Now in like 99% of situations, a blueprint is always more valuable than a bull joker. But not in this one. And you'll begin to see why in just a little bit. Now one thing you'll notice right now between both of these runs is that Craze Denoi has way more money. And that's super beneficial for his bull joker. At this point, it's already more than a blueprint would do, and it's only going to keep growing as his run progresses. Meanwhile, Undurable has to find a way to get more chips. He already picked up a foil joker to help, but he's still going to need more. He picks up a blue joker, and that helps even more, but at this point, Undurable has to play multiple hands just to beat the round, whereas Craze Denoi is still able to beat it in just one hand. And this is exactly the edge needed for Craze Denoi to achieve a world record run. And even though this is the case, Undurable still does make it to the anti-8 boss blind first, but because he has to play 2 hands, Craze Denoi is able to finish just before him, saving him 1.5 seconds, which is enough to break the world record. That's pretty impressive. Our next world record is the fastest time on a set seed. Now I already covered this in my other video about 19 insane world records, but this time I dug a little deeper and found out more about this record, which really shocked me. The world record holder is Z Tyson Z, who got a time of 1 minute and 19 seconds and 33 milliseconds. But if you take a look at second place, you'll notice that it's extremely close, being off by around 7/10 of a second. So what went down here for the leaderboard to look like this? Well, Mini Danger 13 have been trying to get sub 120 for a while and finally achieved it in January of 2025. 6 months later, Z Tyson Z took it upon himself to dismantle Mini Danger for the world record, solely off faster clicks and movement. The main difference that set these two runs apart is that Z Tyson Z managed to select his card before all the cards were even drawn out. They both followed the exact same route on the exact same seed, but Z Tyson Z just barely edged out Mini Danger to achieve the world record. In terms of strategy for this run, it was completely revolved around the bull joker and utilizing money tags to scale your bull while going through the antis faster. It's the perfect synergy for speedrunning and has essentially been perfected for its fastest time. Until a better seed is found, I don't think this record will be broken for a long time. Now our next category is the fastest time on a random seed without using any skip tags. And there's only one person on the planet who is able to snipe a time under 4 minutes, getting 3 minutes and 52 seconds, absolutely widening the gap as second and third place are only 1 second apart. So let's take a look at what happened in Comical's run. He starts off with a 2 pair to beat the first round in one hand, and after opening the very first booster pack in the shop, he finds the much needed stuntman. And now he's ready to speed through the first 4 antis. He's even selecting the card that's right on top of the play hand button so he can minimize the time it takes from selecting his card to actually playing it. Every round he's scoring around 17k chips, which is enough to breeze by in one hand until the final boss blind of the ante 4. Now he can play multiple hands and still pass without finding a joker, but that would add way too much time, so he really needs a good chip joker to be able to keep speedrunning through the run. And this is where Comical's luck is cashed in, because literally at the last second before the boss blind, he finds the best possible joker that'll guarantee him his world record run. Now I want to quiz you guys on what you think this joker is based on what I just described. Let's see if you've been paying attention. Is it A, a blueprint, B, an invisible joker, C, the bull joker, or D, brainstorm? If you said C, then you'd be correct. Give yourself a pat on the back. A blueprint would be nice, but it would only carry him to the ante-6 boss blind with one hand wins. And an invisible joker is just a delayed version of that. The bull joker is fantastic because it scales with your money, which you're slowly increasing by winning every round without having to spend anything. At this point, you can just tell the urgency Comical had with his mouse movements. He knew he was on pace for a world record run and had everything going his way. Picking up the bull joker allowed him to win in one hand every round up until the ante-8 big blind. Had he found another chip or foil joker, he could have been even quicker, but he was still able to secure a world record run nonetheless. Now our next speedrunning category is beating 3 decks as fast as possible, all on random seeds. And what's special about this speedrun is that the speedrunner Trey MD didn't even use Plasma Deck as one of his 3 decks. How did Trey manage to get the fastest 3-deck speedrun without using the easiest deck to complete it? Well, the 3 decks he ended up using was Erratic, Blue, and Yellow deck, finishing all 3 in just 8 minutes and 49 seconds. On Erratic, he was able to win with the Stuntman, Card Sharp, and Blackboard build. On the Blue deck, he managed to snag himself 2 throwback jokers, which is very synergetic with speedrunning since it scales higher the more you skip rounds, carrying him to a win. And on his final deck, he managed to get another throwback and a blueprint this time to keep that same effect, giving the world record for the fastest time to complete 3 decks. Very impressive. And finally, the last world record we have is the fastest time someone completed a Balatro run while being blindfolded. And this was done by Murphy OBV, where he memorized a route for a seed and executed it completely blind, using only audio cues to realize his position in the run, and to make it even harder, he did it on Gold Stake. He was able to get a time of 2 minutes and 49 seconds, which was very intriguing to me because I personally love speedrunning and I've always wanted a world record for myself. So I'm sorry Murphy, but I had to try to steal this world record from you. It wouldn't feel right doing the exact same seed you did, so I found my own and decided to try it out for myself.
It is literally 4 a.m. in the morning, and I spent the last few hours trying to memorize this seed so I can get the world record, and I'm ready for it. Murphy, if you want your record, you're gonna have to come take it back from me. I don't know how that's crazy. Okay, gotta lock in. Alright, okay. 1, 2, buy that. Next. Skip. Skip. Go. Right, X, square. Yep. Okay. Okay. Skip. Skip. Go. Anything works here. Let's keep going. Okay, we got it. It's ante-3 done. Next. Skip. Skip. Go. Anything works here. Let's keep it going. Okay. Oh, we can just go. Next. Next. Go. Anything goes here. Anything goes again. Okay. See. Okay. Okay. Right, R1, L1, triangle. Down, skip. Down, skip. Let's go. Anything goes here. Anything goes here. Okay, we got it. X. Okay, up, sell, reroll, buy, next, down, down, go. Okay, alright, we're home free now. Is this enough? Is this the one? Okay, we got it. Go. Triangle. Down. Down. Go. Anything? Anything? You already know we have it. Anything? One more? One more, one more, one more. Let's go! Let's go, baby! Let's go! We did it!